What is up? What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Niner Sickness with the Niner Sickness Report. How's everybody doing? What a game. What a game. Man, oh man, oh man. Frustrating to say the least, man. Frustrating to say the least. What's going on, Austin Blackwood? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the stream. Tony Smith, what's up? What's up? Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Anyway, what a game! What a game! Marcus Person says, "How you doing, sir? We need to start Lance. I agree, and learn how to cover and deep. But is Lance really ready? And my question, I know we're frustrated. I know we're frustrated with Jimmy G. We're frustrated with Kyle Shanahan. We're pretty much frustrated. I understand at this point, should we start Trey? And I'm not opposed to that. But do you guys think that it's kind of like if we throw in Trey into the Wolves and he's not completely developed yet, are we helping him in the long run or are we hurting him? This is not my opinion. This is a question that I'm asking you guys, the faithful. By inserting Trey going forward, would it be more beneficial to him to learn as he plays games, or do you think mentally it will hurt him, kind of like a David Carr situation with the Texans? I want to get your thoughts. What's up, Chris? How you doing? Welcome to the show, brother. Welcome to the show. We are not a good team. We are absolutely not a good team. Man, we are definitely struggling. What's up, Vera? How you doing, Vera? Good to see you, Vera. I have a guest that I'm bringing on to the show to talk about this loss. It is frustrating to say the least, man. Oh, I cannot. It is so frustrating. But we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna do our best to get this conversation going. It is frustrating. I'll get to you guys' comments in a bit. I'm trying to bring in my guest real quick. Give me a second, guys. I know you guys are coming in strong. Let me go ahead and bring in my guest. With no further ado, Mr. Bashar.
What's up, Beto? How's it going?
How you doing, brother? It's tough, man. Tough.
Good and bad.
It's tough, bro. It's I don't know. We're gonna try to figure out and try to decipher today's game, bro. But I'm telling you, nothing good. Let me just, before we proceed, let me just say hi to everybody that's popping in. Maverick, how you doing, Maverick? Welcome to the show, bro. Welcome to the show. Javier Rios, welcome to the show. Joseph Garcia, welcome to the show. Make sure you guys wipe your feet and smash that like button for me. I'll get to your comments in a few seconds. John Akers, welcome to the show. Jay Madden, welcome. Scott Hill, welcome. Marcus Persons, welcome to the show. Mr. D-Back Disciple, welcome to the show, brother. Welcome to the show. Jose Gonzalez, welcome to the show. We got Eric, welcome to the show, bro. Good to see you. Make sure I don't leave nobody out. Tony Smith, welcome. Donald Burnell, welcome to the show. My brother Alan, how you doing, bro? Welcome to the show. Make sure I don't leave nobody out before I start looking at the questions. Will, man, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. Jay Evans, welcome. People are just popping in. Nico, welcome to the show, man. Welcome. Lino, welcome to the show. Now that I welcome everybody, I'll go through the questions in a few minutes. Man, let me ask you, Bashar Niners minded. Before we go on, bro, I just want to give a shout out to you and to your channel. Let everybody know that are watching right now how they can find you and what you're about, and then we'll proceed, bro.
Oh well, I'm gracious for you on putting me on, despite this horrible fourth loss in a row that we just had. I'm happy they put me on, but my channel is 49er minded. I, my Instagram's 49er minded. My Twitter's 49er minded, so it's pretty easy to find me. I've had plenty of YouTubers on my show, and I was lucky to have a former player on there as well. But just on there interviewing fans, if they're fans or if they're YouTubers, whoever, we're just there to get into the minds of 49er fans. So check it out, and happy to be on here, man. Even though we freaking lost the game.
Yeah, it was tough, and you guys got to check out his channel. He's starting off, but he's a great guy. Talks 49er football, man. Loves the red and gold, like the rest of us, man. So support his channel, 49er minded on YouTube. Yeah, today's game was devastating. We're going to get into it. We're going to break it down, Bashar. There's a lot of blame to go around for sure. Kyle Shanahan has not been coaching, in my opinion, uh, the way that we're used to him coaching, man. I don't want to compare 2019. That's just not 2019 is 2019 is behind us. We are in 2021, but it just seems like Kyle, whatever reason, cannot get his act together. We did run the ball more today. I believe we ran it 18 times for 107 yards. You know, a cool fact that I noticed that Jonathan, the running back for the Colts, and our running back Elijah Mitchell had the same amount of touches, same amount of yards, and they had a touchdown each. I thought that was crazy. Both touched it 18 times for 107 yards and one touchdown.
I mean, I was happy that we did give Eli Mitchell touches. I mean, he didn't get 20 carries or over 20 carries, but 5.9 to carry, you can't complain. He looked excellent out there. I kind of wish they mixed it up with another running back, Hasty, or I don't know if Sermon was activated. I'm not sure, but I just don't want to see one of our guys get hurt. Especially we have so much talent at the running back position. I think it's okay to just you know, give somebody else the ball from time to time. But hey, Mitchell was a hot hand. He was looking good. Too bad, I'm always saying, hey, we're a run first team. We're built to run the ball, and we didn't see that as much against Arizona. We saw a bit more this time around. We can blame the crappy weather all we want, but I mean, it just sucks, man. It just we want to put more points on the board. We want to win at Levi's, and I don't know what it's going to take at this point. I really don't.
Yeah, losing 4 games straight, bro. It is just upsetting. And the way we lost today, we lost to a team that, you know what? I don't care what people say. They're not a good team. Defensively, they're not good. They lost 5 players this week alone. This week alone, they lost 5 players to injury. And yet we couldn't beat them at home. We're coming off a bye, had 2 weeks to prepare, and we played an injured team, and yet we struggled. We ran the ball, but is Debo the only receiver we have? What happened to Brandon Ayuk? It looked to me that I think I spotted Brandon Ayuk and Trey Sermon playing spades on the sidelines during the game, bro, because they were nowhere to be found. I think Sermon 2 times maybe. Brandon Ayuk 1 catch for 6 yards. What's going on there, bro?
Yeah, I've been a huge Ayuk supporter. I've been a huge Ayuk defender, apologist, whatever you want to call it. But I'll be honest, I did watch. I can be a fan of a player as much as I want, but at the end of the day, reality does have to hit you in the face. So what I did is I did my due diligence. I did watch a few all 22 film reviews. One excellent YouTuber is a 49er fan. I forgot his name. He's got some weird name. If I might be able to bring it up on my YouTube account because he recently commented back to me on one of the comments. But to make a long story short, he does excellent film reviews, and he pointed out that Ayuk's been struggling with his route running this season. I don't know why. And he was showing clips of what Ayuk was doing in terms of his route running last year, and he was, for whatever reason, Ayuk was running better routes last year than he is this year. I don't know what his issue is. It's just, I love Ayuk and I want him to succeed as much as possible. That's the last person, one of the last guys on the team I'd like to I would want traded or anything. And hopefully he puts it together. I was hoping this would be the game. Now, in fairness, sure, it's hard to pass the ball in the rain. I do get that part, but at the end of the day, dude, this Ayuk's got to step up, man. He's got to step up to the plate. When do we see it? Who knows, man? But I want to see it sooner than later, obviously.
So let me ask you, how can Brandon Ayuk step up when he's only targeted one time? I blame this on Kyle Shanahan. I put this completely on Kyle Shanahan and his play calling. I seen the all 22 as well on the Cardinals game. If you look at the all 22 in the Arizona Cardinals game, Brandon Ayuk was open quite a few times, wide open. But Kyle Shanahan does not go his way. I don't know what's going on with Kyle Shanahan. If you get in the doghouse, if you look at his wife the wrong way, I don't know. I don't understand what the issue is. But Trey Sermon is in the doghouse. Brandon Ayuk is in the doghouse. What is going on? Is Kyle finally hit his limit, his ceiling as a coach? I'm not saying to fire him quite yet because there's nobody to replace him. And if you don't have nobody to replace Kyle, then you don't want to get rid of Kyle. That'd be absurd. But is Kyle hit his ceiling on what he can do? Have teams figured him out? Have people figured him out? I want to get your thoughts and everybody watching. What are your thoughts, Bashar, on Kyle Shanahan this year, man?
Well, it's ironic because people like to give Kyle Shanahan the offensive genius label. He gets that a lot, and not a lot of people are saying he's not a genius. Maybe teams have figured him out. It just seems like for the past couple of seasons, there's been times where Kyle has to draw up plays. Like, he'll have to draw up like 20,000 different ways to run the ball because our quarterbacks have issues, whoever's out there, whether it had been Jimmy, CJ, or Nick Mullins or whoever. And in some ways, he can draw up great running plays. In some ways, he can draw up plays where tons of people get open, but we're not seeing it so much this year, and it's very inconsistent. There's drives where sure the offense looks good, and in all the games this year, there's been certain drives where everything looks good, but it's not 4 quarters. We need 4 quarters of good football, and part of that's 4 quarters of good play calling. Yeah, sure. A lot of it does go on Kyle's shoulders. I was critiquing Ayuk. What I pulled up was I'll tell you the YouTube channel I got it from. It was called Johnny Dell's Football Academy. It's a really nice YouTube channel. He's got like over 8,000 subscribers. He's a 49er fan. He diagnoses film. I don't have access to all 22 like other people do, where they log in and get the full access. So I rely on things like that. But
Okay.
to make a long story short, when I was talking about critiquing Ayuk, it wasn't saying that wasn't necessarily saying he was playing bad the whole year, but they were showing clips of the Green Bay game and part of the Cardinals game. But I've definitely seen him open plenty of times where he hasn't gotten the ball, and I've screamed at the TV, "Why aren't they throwing to him?" or "Why don't we throw enough to him?" There's been times where he's bailed Jimmy out on certain plays, and I love Ayuk. I hate to mention him again, but he's just a lot of fun to watch. But and hats off to Debo this season. Debo's putting it all together too, though. He's as much as he's been targeted, he's been responding. So I just want to spread the ball spread out more. We can't be one dimensional. We have Dwelly out there now. From time to time he might make a good play here and there, but it's not the consistency factor that we've had with Kittle. So I don't know how Kyle's going to supplement that. I guess Kittle might be back the next game. Who knows? But Kyle definitely takes the blame, and a lot of people are calling for his head right now. The thing is, we gave him that huge extension. I just think because I think they were contractually obliged to keeping him at this point in time. I don't see J.D. Work necessarily throwing him to the fire just yet. Maybe if Kyle has 2 bad seasons in a row, then we're talking about going a different direction. Who knows? But sure, he definitely takes some of the blame, and we've lost 4 games in a row. We haven't won a game at Levi's.
Yeah, definitely. We lost 4 games in a row, and that's the hard part, bro. That we won, and those 2 games that we won against the Lions and Philly were not, really games that would inspire you to see that we were playing good football. The fact that we lost 4 in a row and the way we lost today, I understand weather was a factor. I understand the rain and the football slipping, but this happened for both sides. Both sides were playing hard. Offense was terrible on both sides, passing because of the weather, but it just seems like the Colts wanted it more. It just seems like the Colts coach outcoached Kyle Shanahan. And again, I'm not against firing Shanahan. I'm not, you know, let's fire him, but we do have to hold him accountable for the play calling, for not targeting Debo, and then Russ Dwally, bro. Man, Russ Dwally. I don't know about you, got on my nerves. Now, I know this is I don't want to make it sound all negative because we lost, but a couple of positive things, real quick, to balance this out is Jalen Moore, in my opinion, did pretty good in the absence of Trent Williams at left tackle, which is a hard position to do. What are your thoughts on him and what he did in this game?
Um, you know what? For the record, he didn't. I don't recall one time in the game where I was. Usually people notice offensive linemen when they do something really, really bad and they're out there on the island. Everybody's yelling, screaming, "Oh, get that guy off the field! He sucks!" There's the offensive lineman is always a scapegoat for whatever a bad play on offense happens.
Yep,
Usually, so which sucks because an offensive lineman could have 20 great plays consecutively right before that, and boom, that one bad play, they stand out like a sore thumb. For the record, I don't recall one play where I was looking at the screen and I was saying, "Wow, Jalen Moore messed up on this play," or "Wow, he looks bad." I didn't even notice him, which is pretty much telling me he had a good game. Now, what I was because I was mainly focusing on the side where Buckner was playing, and for the record, it's disheartening because for the record, the offensive line played pretty well today. They blocked for Mitchell when they had to. Um, for the most part, Jimmy had time to throw. Um, Now it's on him to make good decisions and good throws. I'm not saying that the offensive line is the greatest pass blocking O line, but hey, if Brunskill's going up against Buckner and the only sack that Buckner really gets is a sack where Jimmy walks into him. I give Buckner a pretty good grade for that game. And no, sorry, not Buckner and Brunskill. They both have names that start with B.
I
My
got
bad,
you.
but in general, McGlinchey and Brunskill didn't play all terrible like we saw them last week play horrible, where it really made an impact on the game. Offensive linemen did much better than I expected. And in that case, the quarterback needs to step up. The play calling needs to get better. It's a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, the run game definitely stepped up today.
And check the chat really quick. I sent you something
Uh, where?
on the guest chat.
Okay, hold on. Oh, I see it.
Is that okay? Are you cool with that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know what?
Okay.
I'm not set up for three, but I can definitely. Yeah, I can do it. Hold on. Can you? I don't have. Can you just forward the link to him?
I took care of it.
Okay. So what I'll
Sorry to
do?
cut you off, bro.
No, no, no. I didn't see it pop up, but it's okay. We're bringing another guest with us tonight, so please bear with us. We are strong tonight. A lot of people are frustrated, man, and I appreciate you guys bringing up your comments. We may not get to each of your comments, but I'll definitely bring them up, put them on the screen, man. And I appreciate all the viewers watching, and I definitely want to get into some of your comments tonight. I want to let you guys kind of just let your frustration out in the comments, man. Keep it PG though. In the writing for me, I would appreciate that. I understand that um, it's hard when you lose four consecutive games. We came off a bye. We started strong. We looked very good in the beginning, but it seems like we do that all the time. Um, the problem is we don't finish. We start strong, but we don't finish. Uh, so go ahead and take it away for a minute. I'm gonna bring in Aruna bro. So go ahead and talk to the fans, bro.
Okay, I see a lot of new faces in the chat. I know who was in there. I said, "What's up?" To Cardinal Rui's a Cardinal fan, but really good dude though. Awesome guy. He has his own channel. If you guys anybody wants to check out his channel without a doubt. We have Waruna coming on here. He's a writer for Sports Illustrated, all 49ers, all49erssi.com. And yeah, it was fun watching the game right off the bat. Sure, we were moving the ball. We scored a touchdown early, and it was definitely nice to see us move the ball early. And but the story how it goes with the season is whatever we do offensively, is it sustainable? Are we going to keep it up for fourth quarters? And the answer is usually no. So it's just like we can only count on the defense to do so much for us. And there were times where the ball bounced our way actually, and we didn't capitalize. Aziz Al-Shar, one of my favorite linebackers to watch this year, actually favorite guys to watch on defense, Aziz, he forced a fumble, and it looked like an interception at first, but they ruled it as a fumble from Wentz. and I was hoping he'd take it to the house because he looked like he had daylight. Albeit in the freaking rain, of course. But yeah, when Aziz had that ball, man, I was like, okay, cool, take it to the house, take it to the house. But he got stopped, and then let alone we didn't do anything on offense. But what's up, Aruna?
Hey, Aruna, welcome to the show, brother.
And thank you very much for invite.
You're welcome, welcome, welcome. I think we talked in the past before a little bit. It's
Yes.
an honor to have you here, brother. Welcome, welcome to the Niner Sickness Report. How you doing? So let me ask you, brother, since you just came in, what's your thoughts on this game today, man? I mean, I know there's nothing positive, but what did you get out of this game?
So multiple things. First thing is it's just not falls on Jimmy Garoppolo because he's not just the reason for the failure. It's based. I mean, it's should the majority of the responsibility should go to Kyle Shanahan, then John Lynch, because we are seeing the same thing over and over again. Last season, at the end of the last season, we saw that we had basically four weaknesses: quarterback, cornerbacks, offensive line, special teams. We saw all four today, as well as terrible. I mean, I'm not sure what Kyle Shanahan is trying to do because Colts were running through the middle, their runs and everything, and our cornerbacks, we are getting pass interference calls. For some reason, our receivers uh, tend to spend too much time with, our cornerbacks tend to spend too much time friendliness with their receivers. They are like, okay, let me hug you, buddy. Why don't we spend some good 5 seconds? So, Josh Norman, I believe we have been calling this. I mean, about this, you can't go to a season if you want, especially because this team was saying 2019 vibes. This is the 2019 team, missing just DeForest Buckner and whatnot. So this team was saying like, okay, we are ready to do that, but you are going to go to the season just with Jason Barrett without anyone else. And now you are seeing, because Carson Wentz, I believe he didn't even was targeting his receivers. He was targeting our cornerbacks. He was just maybe praying, okay, please give me a pass interference calls, because first one was 56-yard pass interference call, but the receiver caught it. Second one's 40-yard. I wrote down some other couple of things like two pass interference calls resulted in first and goal situations. So it's terrible. So the team basically all around it is failing, even with Mitchell having yards to show his effort.
Mhm.
I don't think our run game is still nowhere near that we want to be. So these are basically what I got out from the game.
No, those are pretty good observations there, Aruna, and I appreciate you sharing that with us tonight. I agree. I agree. Now, how much of that do you blame execution, uh, or uh, or how much do you blame in coaching, getting out the game plan for the players, and how much do you blame the players for tonight? Is there more blame for the coaching than there is for the players, or do you think that everybody pretty much had to be blamed today, uh, in tonight's game?
I blame on coaching. So here's the reason why. Jimmy Garoppolo, I understand him. I'm not a Jimmy Garoppolo. I would go and say I'm not a Jimmy Garoppolo fan. I want Trey Lance to start. But at the same time, you have to understand. You are giving Jimmy Garoppolo false hopes. Kyle Shanahan giving him the hopes like that. Jimmy, if you do well on this game, you might be the starter this year, maybe next year too. So that's kind of a vibe he is giving in. But Jimmy Garoppolo at this moment, he is a limited quarterback. Even when there were times that we were trailing behind in the game, he was throwing that 10-yard, 5-yard passes. So that's not his fault. That's the coach's fault, because coaches need to understand what this player is capable of, because this is professional football, this is not college football or high school football, then you have the liberty to move on from one player and either trade for one player. So we traded for a quarterback that we believed in, but he's not using that player. So that's why I believe Kyle Shanahan is just embarrassing Jimmy Garoppolo, putting him out there in front of national media, just and every, because you can say, okay, Jimmy threw this interception, Jimmy fumbled the ball. We know Jimmy is doing that because there was a nice stat today put out on NBC. With Jimmy Garoppolo, he's like 51 touchdown passes, 40 interceptions. Even without Jimmy Garoppolo, uh, the touchdown ratio was, touchdowns were the same. The interceptions were just behind that number. So basically, Jimmy is this quarterback. We all know that. But why are you trying to put him through this? So that's my question. This is clearly Kyle Shanahan's fault. He is acting like, okay, I am doing everything I can. These players cannot execute. Put some players who can execute. That is your job. You have to figure out who are the players. That's what other players are doing. Other coaches are doing. That's what Sean McVay is doing. He thought, okay, Jared Goff is not the quarterback. I went to a Super Bowl with him, but he's not going to win me the Super Bowl. So let me trade for Matthew Stafford. Now what happens? Even today, Lions were leading, but at the end of the day, Rams went on to win 28-19. Sean McVay is proving again and again Kyle Shanahan is just a child when it comes to coaching compared to Sean McVay.
Wow. That was a bold
We're
statement.
really going hard. And let me say this: in almost any game you watch, even before the game starts, you can say this. You can look at it on paper. The team with the best quarterback wins. You can almost put money on that. The team with the better quarterback wins. Case in point today, I've always thought Wentz was a underrated quarterback. Now a lot of people know he's got some injury history and all that other crap going on from time to time, but he fought through it. I mean, he got injured in training camp this year, and people were trying to say that he was going to be out up until week 8 or some crap. And lo and behold, he starts the season and fights through it. He put up really good numbers this year so far. Actually, his win record doesn't really show win loss record doesn't show it, but if you look at him statistically, he's really got excellent stats in the yardage this season. And again, he's better than Jimmy. So boom, he won the game because he's able to move. He's mobile. He's got a stronger arm than Jimmy. He's built bigger than Jimmy, so he can take a hit. I know he does get injured from time to time too, but at least he fights through his injuries more. But again, you mentioned Stafford against Goff. Stafford's the better QB, so Stafford, even though it was a close game between the Lions, Stafford wins the game with the Rams. And my thing is, what are we gonna do with this season? I don't want to cuss, but we ain't doing crap right now.
Yeah.
We'll lose 4 games in a row. How is it that I don't care about Jimmy G's when he's on the field, he wins BS and he took us to a Super Bowl and he did this and he did that. Look how many wins he has. My thing is this: we traded up to get this quarterback, Trey Lance. We traded all these picks. Get him on the field now. Once he becomes healthy, I don't know if he was healthy this week or they just wanted to sit him out. But if he truly is healthy in this upcoming Bears game, then you freaking play him. Play the guys. Just get him ready for what we can do next year. The sooner we do that, the sooner we develop him, the better.
Yeah. That's the thing that I wanted to kind of dive in a little bit on. I know a lot of people want Trey Lance to start. You know what? At this point, we're 2-4. The chances of making the playoffs are not that great. Arizona's 7-0. The Rams are 6-1, and we're 2-4. So realistically, we're in our division. It's hard to make the playoffs. So people say, "Well, why don't we go ahead and just put in the young kid?" But I want to ask this question to both of you and the viewers. Okay, I understand he can develop as he plays games, but if you saw what Justin Fields went through today against Tampa Bay, he threw 3 interceptions and lost the ball twice. So he lost the ball 5 times. He is struggling mentally. Do you think that he's truly developing by playing in each game and getting better. Because for what I've seen with Justin Fields, he has been digressing. He's been getting worse. I am not a Jimmy fan. Jimmy can move on next year, but do you think that right now it's still better to continue to play Jimmy just until Trey feels comfortable with everything? Because I want Trey Lance to play like everyone else, but I don't want him thinking too much. I don't want too much on his plate. Trying to decide what the defense is showing, trying to decide who he's going to throw to, reading his reads, and then trying to figure out all this stuff. I need him to bring it down a bit where he's comfortable with this offense. Look what happened to David Carr in the Texans. Now I understand the Texans were a worse team, but mentally he got messed up. He was never able to recover. And this kid was coming out of Fresno, Bulldog, great quarterback. So my question to both of you, and Aruna, you can answer first. Is it smart to start Trey Lance and let him just learn as he plays, or should we keep his mind intact and allow him to continue to develop?
Okay. The first thing is Justin Fields with Matt Nagy. He's a terrible coach. So he doesn't help Justin Fields. The second thing is, now if we look at this, let's say we see Trey Lance for this year, but the next year we are going to play AFC West. Broncos, Raiders, Chiefs. What is the other team?
The Chargers.
Chargers. So you are going to have 4 games plus 6 divisional games because Russell Wilson is going to come back. Then you are going to face Cardinals, Seahawks, and Rams. So you have 10 games, brutal 10 games. So it's better if we start this year sooner the better. But having said all that, I don't want Trey Lance to start if Kyle Shanahan is the coach of this organization.
Wow.
I I like if I'm the agent of Trey, I would do everything in my power just to make sure he just stay in the bench until Jed York fires Kyle Shanahan and bring a new coach. Maybe it's Oklahoma Sooners coach or the defensive offensive coordinator in Buffalo Bills, someone who is willing to coach this kid and get him to the next level rather than Kyle Shanahan ruining him. Because I got to know it later. The Cardinals game, some of the we saw the offensive line sometimes did not block well. The reason is the quarterback was responsible for calling the adjustments in the offensive line based on the defensive line moving. He's a young quarterback. Why don't you give it that responsibility to Alex Mack? Let Trey Lance just focus on his game. Let offensive line, you have Trent Williams, you have Alex Mack. Let these guys handle the offensive lines, adjustments, and whatnot. Give the minimum workload to Trey Lance. We all have some experience in whatever the kind of work we do, right, in our day-to-day lives. If you get 18-year-old kid, 20-year-old kid into your workplace, are you going to give him all the work, all the responsibilities? No. You give him the minimum responsibilities, but still give him something that he can learn, but you make sure that he learns from the job. You give him something challenging, but it's as at the same time you make sure that it's not something he is going to something that makes him regret his job or lose interest and quit next day. So that's our responsibility as adults, as well as the people who have more experience. But Kyle Shanahan is not doing that. So that's why I really hate Trey Lance starting. I'd rather let Jimmy start the next 11 games because I don't want to see Trey Lance getting ruined by this coach who is pretending to be a head coach who is not. He is just an offensive coordinator, maybe who lucked out going to a Super Bowl just 2 years ago.
Real quick, Bashar, before I let you respond to this question, one of the things I really think that Kyle Shanahan and Lance are tied to the hip. I don't think either they're both gone or they both stay because this is Kyle Shanahan's pick, and they're going to allow Kyle Shanahan to develop him and see what Trey Lance can do. I hear what you're saying, and I completely understand your points, but they're Jed York is going to allow Kyle, whether we like it or not, to see what he can do with his quarterback. If they're not successful, once Trey Lance understands the offense, once he's able to pick up the blitzes, pick up everything, all the ounces, if he's still not able to play right because of Kyle, then they'll probably visit that later. But I don't see Kyle being fired for that purpose alone or let go until they see what they have with Trey. And then I want to just real quick, and I'll give it to you, Bashar. I promise. Somebody mentioned, I don't know if I can bring it up. I did go up, but somebody mentioned about, and I keep hearing this, and this is kind of not to the person that just brought it up today, but I hear it all the time, and it just annoys the crap out of me, bro. This annoys me. There is no way in hell that Mac Jones was Kyle Shanahan's pick. I don't care. You guys can tell me until the sky turns pink. Otherwise, I will not accept it. And I don't have to accept it, but I'm not going to accept it. For the fact is, if you heard Kyle in 2017, 2018 talking about mobile quarterbacks, talking about what he can do with a mobile quarterback, why would you want to go from someone like Jimmy to a 2.0 version of Jones? Now, you might say, well, Jones did really good today. He played the freaking Jets. And I don't know about you guys, but Jones, to me, has already hit his ceiling. As good as he's going to get, he's already hit it. Trey Lance ceiling is way above. So people, I'm sorry, Marcus, nothing personal with you, but it's just, I hear it all the time. You know, that was Max Jones' pick. That was Kyle's pick. It wasn't. And I know a lot of it is tied to Kirk Cousins. I mean, people are going to say what they want to say, but I don't know what you guys. I'm going to have Bashar answer the question about Kyle, and then you guys can answer the question about Mac Jones if you guys really believe if he was Kyle's pick from the beginning or not. Bashar, I'll give it back to you on the situation that Aruna just answered of Shanahan. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, you can see it on Kyle's face after Josh Allen demolished us last year when we played the Bills. I mean, you can. I think he may have even mentioned the mobile quarterback thing then too, if I'm not mistaken. But
Yeah,
you know, Kyle. I mean, even okay. For example, this like they say Kyle lies to the media from time to time, and sure, every now and then Kyle might be a politician the same way John
yeah,
Lynch is, and they may bluff to the media, just like a lot of other NFL head coaches do. It's not the first time it's happened, but for example, on draft day when Trey Lance got picked, I mean, they had everybody mic'd up, and you could literally hear and see Kyle talk to Trey Lance when they both picked up the phone. They're talking to each other, and he's like, "Yeah, did you know?" Like he was hinting, like, "Oh, you knew it was us all along, didn't you, huh?" And he's like, "Oh, I kind of did," but Trey Lance was like, "Oh, I kind of thought it might be you guys, but I wasn't sure, man. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure." So Kyle was kind of hinting, like, "Hey, we liked you this whole time, and we wanted you this whole time." I mean, if look at the pro days. They had two pro days for Fields. They had two pro days for Lance. They had one pro day for Mac Jones. That kind of tells you something, you know. So it is what it is. I don't even bring up the Mac Jones stuff anymore. I really don't. And like you said, he might get a little better, but I mean, Mac Jones has a high floor but a low ceiling. It is what it is.
got you. What's your thoughts on that, Aruna, of Mac Jones being the guy that Kyle Shanahan wanted all along?
I think here's why it is coming up. Nobody in the 49er fan base did believe that Mac Jones was the Kyle Shanahan's number one choice. But actions that has been taken during the past few weeks, maybe months, lead us to believe otherwise. Because right now, throughout this time, Kyle Shanahan refused to believe Trey Lance first team reps. Whenever, even after the Arizona game, where he literally got injured, Did Kyle Shanahan even said any encouraging words towards Trey Lance? No. He just said yes, he had some good times, but oh, he had this bad thing, this and that. Anyway, I mean, these are some things that coaches don't do. These are the things that Jim Harbaugh doesn't do. Bill Belichick doesn't do. These kind of things. So when you see these things, then people start to question: Is it Trey Lance the first choice for Kyle Shanahan? Was he really wanted Mac Jones? Then someone can just, uh, throw a wild theory out there. You know what? Kyle liked Mac Jones, but the pressure from Lynch and other, maybe Jet York, eventually pressured him to go for Trey Lance. And you think about it, and it seems like, okay, that sounds like a, theory that we all can agree about, because Kyle Shanahan doesn't seems to be excited about Trey Lance after the draft. He's saying, okay, Jimmy is my quarterback when he is healthy, and there is no game plan for Trey Lance, because I was wondering about that, because today in the first two drives he had screen passes, short throws, then Elijah Mitchell running back plays, but he did not have any of those plays when Trey Lance played in his first game. First game for the Rocks quarterback as the starter in NFL. He was left out in the wild. Again, one of the best teams in the league, if not the best, one of the best teams in the league. Basically, it's like leaving sheep out in the woods for wolves. That's how Kyle Shanahan acted. Like, okay, Trey, do whatever you want. If you are going to get hurt, it's not my problem. So I believe when people ask the question, it's fair.
Yeah.
We have to look from that angle.
Yeah. Very good answers, both of you. I appreciate it. Yeah. The thing with Trey Lance, man, it's again, I understand that we're a lot of us as fans, we're frustrated, we're angry, we're 2-4. Uh, the dreams of making the playoffs, starting strong, are fizzing away. So we let our emotions come out. We know we get angry. We're like, well, let's play Trey. And again, I'm not opposed to Trey. I like Trey. I wanted Trey to be drafted by the Niners before the draft, but I'm also opposed to being smart with your future quarterback. You want to develop it because Jimmy gets hurt or Jimmy gets destroyed. Who cares? He's leaving. He's on his way out. He's not permanent. Trey is your permanent quarterback. You don't want to put him in harm's way unless playing when he's not ready. Because when you think too much, he's not gonna be able to react. You can see he's holding on to the ball. Receivers are open, but he's not passing to receivers because he's thinking too much. Things need to be slowed down, in my opinion, for Trey, and that would happen. I'm not opposed to starting maybe week 11, week 12 by then. Now, if they want to implement, I understand he didn't play today because he was hurt, but if they let him come in for 6-7 plays a game, I'm okay with that. Kind of like you said, you want to give him some responsibilities, but not put the whole thing upon his lap. Allow him to develop, allow him to learn, let him get more and more comfortable. Whether we like Jimmy G or not, we have the luxury of having him on our roster at this point. The Bears don't. The Jaguars don't. The Jets don't have the luxury of having a starting quarterback, so they can sit. They have to start their quarterbacks. Same thing with Mac Jones. But the Niners and Trey, we have the option to continue to play Jimmy, give sprinkles to Trey, let him, 8 plays, 7 plays a game. As he starts getting more comfortable, like Aruna said, the more comfortable he gets, the more you give him. So maybe a couple more games. Now instead of being 7 plays, now it's 9 plays. The next game it can be 13 plays. And by the time he really feels comfortable, and then you know what? You tell Jimmy, sit your ass on the bench, and you put Trey in. Again, I'm not opposed to starting Trey. what I just want to make sure that Trey doesn't start and look like he did against Arizona. Yes, he played well. Yes, the offense looked different. Yes, he was able to run, but he was indecisive. He was hesitant. He don't know what to do. He looked like a deer in the headlights. It's because a lot of it's going through his mind. He's trying to process a lot of things, and that to me has to be slowed down in order for him to begin to feel comfortable and just react to what's on the field, in my opinion. Any thoughts on that, guys? Anyone of you guys can answer.
Actually, I'm just gonna do a little curveball on this one. I just saw a little clip of Joe Staley after the game. He was saying that Jimmy G's locking in on Debo too much, and he's not spraying the ball around. And he basically left the door open and said this team needs to consider whether or not they want to have Trey Lance start for the rest of the year. So, and it's not the popular opinion for every person. So, but I mean that's Jimmy's former teammate, his former left tackle, the blindside protector, saying that. So. And I know people are worried about, and we might possibly ruin Trey. I get it. I see that worry and the fear factor behind it. But, I mean, as 49ers fans, you guys really want to see Jimmy out there the rest of the season? I know you're saying we have a luxury as a veteran quarterback, but I just wish it was a veteran quarterback that would make smarter decisions. Like,
I agree. I agree with you there.
And I wish we were in that. I think it would be more of a luxury if it was, I don't know, I can't think of any QB's name right now who's kind of like a journeyman. Like maybe Fitzpatrick, like when Fitzpatrick has a good season and, he's making plays or whatever. Like I'd honestly take a good Fitzpatrick over the way Jimmy is right now. I don't know. I'm losing my patience with the guy. It's killing me, man. And trust me, man, I was on the Jimmy bandwagon in 2017 when he was winning those 5 games. When he won his 3rd game, was it against the Texans or was it the 2nd game? I forgot, but he beat the Texans. As soon as the game finished, I got in my car, drove out to the mall and bought Jimmy G's damn jersey, thinking this guy is going to be our franchise quarterback for the next 10 years. Lock him in, give him the contract. This guy's the man. We had a crappy O-line that year, and he was still making plays. He was leaving the pocket, extending plays. Wasn't necessarily throwing the ball deep every single damn time, but other than that, he was making throws all across the field for the most part and spreading the ball around. It's just a totally different looking Jimmy G from 2017 to what we have now, and it's so frustrating. I think more so than any quarterback, he looks so different in that short amount of time. And as far as all the quarterbacks in the NFL, and it just kills me. Like, why can't I don't know, man? I hate it, dude. I don't know what else to say.
To me, before Aruna answers, to me, if you ask me, I think once he mentally got injured, I mean, he got physically injured, his knee, but it affected him mentally. And it seems like Jimmy can't recover from that. But the frustrating with Jimmy too, guys, and I understand this is where Trey would have been great. You notice a lot of those scoring plays for the Colts today, what did it came off of? PIs, right? PIs. What did Carson Wentz do? He threw it up long, and he let the receiver try to go for it, and he knew he can get it. The worst he can get is a PI. When you have Jimmy that cannot throw deep and just throws within the hash mark of 20 yards, there's not going to be no PI penalties. I mean, all these PIs that Carson Wentz was just like, oh, PI, and they moved the ball. And that, to me, that was the frustrating part. If Trey was playing, he can just, he has the arm, and we could have got a PI. I understand the frustration. Again, I'm not team Jimmy. I want Trey. And if he starts next week, if he's healthy and they go with him, then I trust Kyle. But I just want to continue to develop him. I understand that we want the new car because the old car, we're tired of the old car. We want the new car. We want it now. But is it ready to go? And that's just the only question that I oppose. But
I got you.
Again, if he starts, I'm okay with it. What's it? I forgot his name now. Our retired offensive lineman,
Joe Staley.
Joe Staley, thank you. Sorry, Joe. He said himself, but he's frustrated. You got to remember, he's an ex-player, but he's now a fan of the Niners. Steve Young is frustrated. So, they're going to, Eric Davis. Eric Davis, actually, he's an advocate for for Jimmy G. So
He was
he's
pushing for Lance for a long time, and now for some reason he's saying Jimmy G or whatever. I don't know if he's going to still say it now, but he was saying it. And let me piggyback on one thing you said because I want to say this earlier. Dude, it's like we had nightmares from the freaking Green Bay Packer game. All it takes is freaking Aaron Rodgers to get 2 seconds to throw off the deep ball, by the way. People say, oh, we need a better roll line. We need a better line. There's plenty of times where Jimmy G has 2 seconds to throw in the pocket, guys. Watch
he had a lot of
O-line.
time today.
Count 1,000, 1,000, sometimes a half second, and then there's a mistake. These guys that throw deep balls on us, 2 seconds. That's it. 1, 2, boom. And then PI, and it kills me. We saw it like crazy in the freaking Packer game. This past game we saw it, and all those other games we saw it, and it just frustrates the living daylights out of me. I said this on my channel. Why aren't we doing this to other teams in return? It fucking pisses me off, dude.
Yeah, I hear you. But you can't. Jimmy can't throw past 20 yards. I mean, and then one that he did throw. Did you see that duck? That ball was like, it looked like my little one can
It looked
throw
like
it.
Howard the Duck.
Yeah, bro, and right into the defender's hand. I'm like, as people say, it slipped from his hands. My ass is slipped. When he tried to throw hard, it's it's an ugly freaking ball. You think there was going to be a PI on that one? Hell no. The only thing that came out of that was an interception. That's what happened. And it's like, man, don't get me wrong. I am frustrated with Jimmy. I'm ready to move on from Jimmy. I just want to be smart with Trey. That's all. I'm not saying not to start Trey. Just want to be smart with him. But I am frustrated with Jimmy. And like I said, if they start Trey next week with Chicago, and please, guys, none of that Trey Lance versus Justin Fields crap. Okay, please don't give me that crap. Okay, you know what I mean? They got nothing to do with it next week. If they start Trey, it's because they're moving on, not because they want him play against Justin Fields. They don't play each other. They don't tackle each other. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I know we're all frustrated, man. So let me ask you guys as we continue on. I want to ask Aruna and then I'll ask you, give me one positive of what you've seen today that we can put our hats on. All these negative, the loss, the frustration. What did you see in this game, Aruna, that you can say, you know what? I'm pissed off about everything, but you know what? I seen this and I like this. You have anything to say positively of the team today?
Okay, positives. I think
He's thinking hard.
Mitchell can be a good
It
running
must
back.
not that
No,
positive
I
because
think
he's like,
yes, Mitchell can be a good running back. I just want to, and before I answer that question, just want to add one quick thing about Joe
sure,
Staley.
okay,
With all due respect, Joe Staley was a one guy who was saying, Jimmy took us to the Super Bowl. Trey Lance is a rookie.
he's
All
emotional.
throughout, and yes, all throughout until last couple of weeks. Joe Montana said,
Very good point.
draft a quarterback. Even before we traded up to number 3. Steve Young said, start Trey Lance. Because if Jimmy is not giving you anything special, these guys saw something else. But Joe Staley, just suddenly, in last 2 weeks, he is like, oh, I'm out of my dream. I just woke up. Oh, there is a guy. Oh, when did you draft Trey Lance, Kyle? I didn't know. Oh, then I wouldn't have supported Jimmy. Sorry about that. So please grow up, Joe Staley. With all
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
I love it. No. You know what? I love that. I love that statement, Aruna, because he is an emotional individual. He speaks upon emotion. Like you said, all due respect to Joe Staley. I love the guy. Great tackle. Trent Williams is still better than you, bro, but I still like you. But he is emotional. He at least Steve Young sticks with what he says and he stays on it. Whether good or bad, he stays with it. Staley is like 1 minute he's this, 1 minute he's that. It's like you can't be a roller coaster. You can't be on Team Jimmy 1 week, Team Trey next week. You can't have that. Either you believe in one quarterback or you don't. But I do believe this: there is division in the locker room. There are players
Yes.
that want Jimmy and believe in Jimmy, and there are players that want Trey and believe Trey. For what I heard, I don't know how true this is, but Brandon Ayuk, one of the reasons why he's because he wants Trey. He wants to go deep. And he's frustrated with Jimmy. He's not getting utilized to the best of his ability to go deep. And he has to do all these inner routes, short routes, and he doesn't want to do that. He wants to go deep because he's capable of doing it. But Jimmy's not capable of getting the ball, and that's where the frustration kicks in. Do you guys agree that there's turmoil in the locker room? There's division because of these two quarterbacks now in that roster?
Um,
Yes. Basha,
Go
you
ahead,
go
Runa.
first, then I'll go.
I mean, there might be. The problem is we're not there, so there are some whispers that some people have thrown out there. I'm not going to name any names, but a lot of us are in contact with people who are beat writers and who have more closer connections to the team. So supposedly there might be some friction. But at the end of the day, they're adults. That's something that they need to get over and they need to work through. Because at the end of the day, you have to win football games. You have agents, that your team's paying you. The agents want, you get pay increases based upon your performances with incentives. So as grown men, they should get over that crap. We're not little kids here playing, high school football. If there is any turmoil of any sort, and we're professionals and we're getting paid, and we got to act like professionals. So whatever they have going on, they've definitely got to fix it if there is something going on, without a doubt. Supposedly, Ayuk wasn't happy with Kyle, and there might be some friction where he may have wanted Kyle to put Lance out there a bit earlier than expected. So
Well,
I don't know how true that is, but that's
let me
what the
state
rumor
this, and
might
Aruna,
be.
I'll give it to you real quick. Jimmy was rehabbing, correct? Injury. Trey Lance was rehabbing, right? Both are what? Quarterbacks? Both are in the same room. Both of them were in the same facility. And they asked Jimmy, did you interact with Trey? Did you do anything? And he's like, oh, no, I didn't even see Trey. Trey was like on the other side. I was doing my own thing. You're rehabbing. Both quarterbacks are rehabbing. Both quarterbacks are in the same room. And yet they were so much apart. There is definitely friction, in my opinion, for when I hear stuff like that. Not that I'm hearing a talking heads talk, but just for what I'm hearing from the players speak. Now, with that said, go ahead, Aruna. What's your thoughts on is there a division in the locker room or not?
I believe so. Because sometimes players try to act like we are stupid. We are, in the sense, the fans. I'll take you to the George Kittle interview after Packers game. Now, there was a question, why is the running game is not working? Because the Packers safeties and basically the secondary just staying just 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. They are stuffing the box. They are not respecting Jimmy Garoppolo because they know he is not going to throw deep. So they have the flexibility of having like two-man coverages, basically not allowing our running backs know any gaps are opening. When the question was asked from George Kittle, he said, "Yeah, what was the reason? Yeah, they were having these two-man coverages, so all the gaps were closed. So I believe the coaching staff would find out something. They will work out. We will have a solution." Come on, George. You watch these tapes more than 100 times than we do because you are a professional footballer. You are getting paid millions. Then don't you know the your friend Jimmy Garoppolo is part of the reason that defenses are treating us like that? He was saying Trey Lance is a quarterback who's good as a rookie. He was saying all this season, and I think there was some controversy that he liked one of the Instagram posts of Arizona Cardinals. I can't remember who was that player. He said Trey Lance is not Kyler Murray, and he liked
Isaiah
that
Simmons.
post.
Isaiah Simmons tweeted it.
Yes, yes. Who are you trying to kid, George? Please tell me. So I'm tired of this mediocre level of playing, including every one of you. I'm telling every one of you. Because George Kittle might be we can say George Kittle is the best tight end of the football. How many games has he played during last year and this year? Kelsey has played much more games. Waller is playing much more games for Raiders. He's there for his quarterback. Where are you? So I have your jersey, number 85. I'm not getting. I'm spending my time. The game was over like 2 hours ago. Still, we are talking about this team. We are not getting anything. Nobody is paying me even a single dollar. I'm wasting my money to support you guys. So give me something without crap. Give me something special.
No,
We
I
deserve
I
it.
agree.
And one thing I want to say, this is a team that won 5 Super Bowls. I never saw them live. Joe Montana, Steve Young. I'm watching football for less than 3 years, but I'm proud of that. I believe I'm
That
part of
history.
that.
Yes. That,
And you give me that,
The heritage.
nothing else.
yeah. Yeah. You know, it's and on that note, real quick, I do want the young people to experience. I got the opportunity to watch all 5 Super Bowls. Okay. I got the opportunity to watch all 5 Super Bowls in person. And so that tells you my age. But and so I can be a little bit kind of spoiled, but you guys want to win now. So we can win in the future for me because I already experienced championships. I know how it is to have parades in San Francisco. I've seen that. You have not. You haven't seen us lift up the Lombardi Trophy. You want to, as a fan, you put in your time, you put in your effort because you love the team. You want something in return. You want a good product. If you're putting your money, you're buying jerseys, you're buying tickets, you're going to the games, you want something in return. You want to feel, it's like going to a restaurant. You go to a nice restaurant and you bring your money and they charge you $150 for the meal, but they just give you 2 eggs. Are you going to be like, wait, I didn't come for 2 eggs. I could have had that at home. I want a gourmet meal. So you want the best. Now, I understand teams struggle, but Kyle Shanahan does need to be held accountable for the plays that he's been calling. I personally think he has too much on his plate. I think he should delegate some of those responsibilities to his offensive coordinator. I think he's a great offensive game planner, but he just, as a head coach, he has been struggling because now he has to be responsible for a lot of things other than just game planning. And we see that a lot. We see a lot of head coach, a lot of offensive positional coaches be real. Nerf Turner was a great offensive mind, but he couldn't be a good head coach. A lot of these coaches that are great struggle because they have a lot on their plate. You got to be able to delegate some of that responsibility. Why have an offensive coordinator? Is he just a poster boy for the media? So he can just talk to the media. Hey, my name is McDaniels. How you doing? I'm just a puppet. No, you don't. You're not a puppet. You're supposed to be the offensive coordinator. And I know he helps the game plan, but he needs to do more. Kyle, give him more responsibility, man. Take it off your shoulders. Kyle Shanahan's worst enemy is Kyle Shanahan and his pride.
His ego.
His ego. Yes. Leave your ego at the door. Listen, why in the hell did the Niners move up into the 3rd round, trade it with the Rams, divisional foe, to get Trey Sermon, and the guy has no carries?
Exactly. He should have got the ball today.
What's going on? In the rain, we needed to look at Jermichael Hasty. I love the kid, but he looked like a 2-year-old going against big men. You need, especially in the rain when everything is slippery, you can't cut very well in the rain. You need physical pounding football players. Mm-hmm. You need a physical running back. You had that in Sermon. What is he doing in the sideline? I don't understand that with Kyle. I understand we lost Raheem Mostert we didn't plan for that. But Kyle knows he gets hurt all the time anyway. He should be more prepared for that. Jeff Wilson Jr., we lost him prior to the season started. I understand. Okay, but you drafted Elijah Mitchell. By the way, Elijah Mitchell did really good today. Kudos to him. But where's Sermon? Where is he? It's not like you can't even say that he's playing bad football. It's not that he's playing bad. He don't have no opportunities. The ego, whatever he did to piss off Kyle cannot let it go. And that's the problem. That's the kryptonite to Kyle, if we call him Superman. His own ego. You got to check it at the door, man. If you're going to put him on the roster, a 53-man roster, utilize your running back. Play him. Give him the rock. Did he even touch the ball? I missed I missed most of the game because me and my wife had to do some things. Did he even get the ball? Did he even touch it at all?
No, as far as I remember,
Sherman
no,
didn't get the ball.
because I have my notes here, but I don't think he did touch the ball.
See, so and he's healthy. The game
Yes.
against. Listen, explain this to me, Aruna and Bashar, and the viewers. Last 2 weeks ago when we played the Arizona Cardinals, we started a rookie quarterback, correct? Trey Lance never played a career start. He had more rushes than both of your running backs. Okay, I understand that
Yes.
all those rushes were not designed. I know 8 or 9 of them were designed. The other he took off running again because he was thinking too much and he just reacted and ran what he does best, and didn't go through his progressions. But the point is, you have Trey Sermon only caught the ball one time, touched the ball one time for 7 yards. Mitchell touched it only 9 times. Okay. And you have Trey Lance touching it, 16 times? I mean, running it for 16 times? Your rookie? I mean, Kyle, what are you doing? Wonder he got hurt. And then don't even get me started on Mike McClinchy, bro, because that's a whole different podcast. That guy, man. But, the frustrating thing is Kyle is not making the proper adjustments. He's not making the right play. He's not putting players in positions to win. He's not utilizing what he has. Kyle has this thing in his mind, what he wants to do. And it's hard for him to waver from. I know that McDaniels is telling him, hey, bro, why don't we do this? It's like, this is my show. You guys are my guests, right? And let's say Aruna's like, he's trying to say something, but I keep cutting him off. Oh, and I keep talking. And why? Because this is my show. And I'm prideful. And because I have the control, I can get rid of him if I want. So I'm not going to let Aruna talk. That's just me being prideful. I need to sit there and go, if Aruna's making a good point, I need to listen. Oh, all right. He needs to allow his supposable offensive coordinator speak and bounce off ideas. I don't think he does that. I think he's just a poster boy to talk to the media, and that's it. A lot of people say, wow, I think... Now, let me ask you guys this. Losing LaFleur, do you think that affected Shanahan? Because last year, we played way better than we did this year so far in play calling with less players because we were hurt. LaFleur's gone, and now Shanahan's struggling. Just out of curiosity.
It might have. We just don't know what goes on behind the scenes sometimes, We can only guess in that sense unless we have somebody really connected with the team that really, really knows what's going on. But it might be the case. It's kind of 50-50. I just remember when they hired Mike McDaniels got promoted, they were saying something like, oh, well, Kyle's still going to call the plays. So it's basically you have this puppet, you have this figurehead.
Yep.
John Chapman says he looks like Morty from Rick and Morty. Everybody laughs when he said that.
that.
I don't really think he looks like him, but everybody else thinks so, and they laughed. But go ahead, you can name call him whatever you want, but I don't think he's that truly involved. Maybe he's just more of an understudy of Shanahan, if anything. Who knows? There was somebody in the chat, though, that said something really nice, and I wanted to get to it. You flashed on the screen for a second. Was it Tony? Some Facebook guy.
How far?
I had it on my screen for a second. Oh, Tony Smith. He said, basically, he said a positive thing that we can take from the game, that the faithful fans stayed in the crowd in the rain towards the very end of the game with their raincoats on. hats off to the fans. All everybody who went to the game at Levi's. It was pouring rain. It was a freaking crazy storm with crazy 40-mile-per-hour winds, super hard rain. I mean, the rain over here in Roseville, where I
But
live,
guess,
started
not to
probably at
interrupt you,
one.
I'm sorry, but you
Go
know what
ahead.
these fans got? They got 2 eggs. Like I said earlier, they paid a lot of money to go eat a nice food, and that's all they got. It was 2 simple eggs. You think those fans were there? They paid their hard-earned money. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Bashir, but I'll let you. I'll give it back to you. They paid their hard-earned money. They were, like you said, they were in the rain, covered with these coats, freezing. And what did Shanahan give them? A shit show. Look what they saw. I would, and kudos to the fans for staying behind. But man, bro, I know if I would have been there, I would have been even more pissed that I wasted my money to see that.
And you're sitting there soaking up in the rain, and you're risking getting sick. It's just it's a lot to go through, man. Especially during an L. So you're kind of taking 2 L's. So
Yeah,
again, hats off to all the
it,
fans, all the
it's
faithful at the
yes,
Levi's, man.
yes, definitely. Hats off to the fans, but it is a slap in the face to go and be. I mean, they haven't had. These fans haven't had a win yet in Levi this year.
Yeah, it's so depressing. It's embarrassing too on these national games.
Yeah, and two of them, against Green Bay and now against the Colts. Green Bay's a better team. I didn't like losing to Green Bay, but I understood it. But losing to the Colts, I don't care what people say. The Colts have a good defense. They have a great. They don't have. Jimmy had all day to throw the ball. You see a lot of those plays. He was one Mississippi, two Mississippi, three Mississippi. But when he did throw the ball, he threw an egg. I mean, a little wobbly, and Jimmy just was targeting Debo. It was just Debo. You know what I mean? So, and then Dwally didn't do anything to, and Debo did mess up a couple of times. That interception when they hit him in the hands. He had some back hauls as well. But I don't know. It just seemed like Jimmy personally has checked out. I'm out of here. I'm not keeping this job. So I'm just gonna do what I do. And if we win, we win. If we don't, I'm leaving anyway. So I don't know if Jimmy mentally just checked out and just doing his job, because I don't see that fire. I don't see that intensity in Jimmy this year that I have seen in years past. Why would he have it? He knows no matter what he does, he's gone. So I don't know. It's frustrating, guys. Today's loss was hard. 2-4. I don't know what the I don't know what's happened with the percentages, but it's not that good. What do you think our chances are to make the playoffs? Or do you think, shut up, Niners Chickens? That's not happening. Let's keep it real.
That's
Based
not
on what we saw
happening.
today. Because we
That's
can
not
be fast,
happening.
right? Like, yes, we can. Well, you know what? I'm a big guy. I can say I can look like a Runa's weight by tomorrow, but it ain't happening. You know what I mean? You got to work. You got to work on it. So just because you wish something doesn't mean it happens. So I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know.
because
It's frustrating.
yes, so far with all 49 SI writers, I am 6-0 with my predictions. I predicted the Green Bay game that would be a loss. All five other writers said it would be a win. We lost. Seahawks game lost. I mean, Cardinals games no brainer. Again, even this game this week, other writers were saying it's a win, but I said it's going to be a loss. The reason is, I said, Colts have enough offensive power to score 20 points, 20 points minimum. We don't have offensive power to score 20 points. That's the key reason. That's it. We don't have the offense, while other team just needs to score 20 plus points that they can win the game. So that's why even going into the week 8 against Chicago, playing away, I don't think we can win at this moment. Maybe a couple of days I would think back and revisit whether I should change my thoughts or not. But at this moment, no playoffs for sure. Can we finish? I think that would be the best question we have to ask. Last year we were 6-10. Can we top that? Can we at least go 7-10 this year? I think that should be the question we have to ask this at
Better than
this moment.
playoffs. I got you. Forget about playoffs. Think
I
about just
think we
winning.
pile on. It's one of those seasons like last year where we just start piling on wins, but they mean nothing, But it's like at the end of the day, you do kind of have to have your team. You have to have your team win though, because we don't have a first round draft pick anyways. So we might as well find ways to win at some point in the season. And again, I keep saying, I keep going back to it. Some people don't want me to say it, but again, I think Trey Lance should be playing, and this team needs to learn and go through the ropes and go through the struggles and learn how to do things, learn how to win, and learn how to play with their new quarterback. That's just how I look at it. I don't know. I just don't. I think Jimmy's very counterproductive. Just being on our team, just his presence and everything just doesn't jive with me. And so I don't know. I don't know what Kyle's going to do, though. Who knows? I mean, who knows what Kyle has in mind? A lot of people want Kyle to be fired. He fired. It's kind of like I think Kyle's still kind of buddy with Jed York, though. I don't think he's going to get fired anytime soon. He has to do this probably for at least 2 or 3 more years consecutively to really get the boot from Jed. But we'll see, dude. Who knows what the crystal ball is going to say and how the future plays out.
Yeah, one of the things I've been reading on Twitter. I don't know if you guys read this, but it's been going around. In 2017, Kyle Shanahan was asked about Kaepernick and the style of offense that he had to develop for him compared to Alex Smith. And he said that it's hard to have 2 different offenses, and that's why they let go of Kaepernick. Now with Kaepernick, you could have done something similar with Alex, but with these offenses that we're looking at right now, Jimmy G and Trey Lance are completely different, and it's not fair for the offensive line. It's not fair for the receivers to try to adjust to one offense 1 week and another offense the next week. So either you ride with Jimmy and you stay with him, or you bench him and you start Trey and you just ride with Trey. But this whole idea of switching offenses is really hard for the players to adjust. A lot of those holding calls against Arizona was because they were not used to playing with Trey Lance. He's a different animal than Jimmy G. He takes off running. Jimmy doesn't. So, again, whoever we start, whether it's Jimmy or Trey, they should run with him because these players, receivers, tight ends, and offensive line, they need to get used to Trey. So if they start with Trey and they move forward with him, I'm more concerned about his mental development. But sometimes, look at Peyton Manning. He went to a bad team, threw I don't know how many interceptions he threw year 1, and then he came back next year and did pretty good.
He was terrible his rookie year.
Yeah, we know the history. Now, I'm not comparing Trey to Peyton Manning, guys. Relax. But I am saying that sometimes you just got to take the bruises. I just don't want Trey Lance to mentally get messed up because it's easier because he doesn't have that many bad habits. So they're trying to develop him. If he's forced to do things and develops bad habits, it's harder to get rid of a bad habit than just train someone with no habits. So I'm just saying, be careful with Trey. But if they start him, I support Kyle. But if you're going to start him, use him to the best of his ability. Play him right. Coach him right. Mm-hmm. Don't get cute with him. Don't get all pretty. Let him run the ball. You know what I mean. And let him play the way he plays. Why is he do? You know what his percentage was under center in college? 98%.
50%. I know he was really good under center in college.
Yeah,
we didn't have him under center.
What is he doing in shotgun?
Yeah, we kept doing empty sets like a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, what do you do? 4th and 1 shotgun. What are you doing? You don't think he can do a quarterback sneak as big as he is? I just don't know what Kyle is doing. I don't know what Kyle's mind is, what his idea is for Trey, but he needs to figure it out, man. Because I think that not only is Kyle struggling, but he's struggling bad. Now, the positive thing, and I want to get a little positive as we come to a close, is this. The defense and DeMeco Ryans, they've been doing a great job. They've been doing the best they can what they have. We were without Javon Kinlaw. I don't care if people like him or not, whether he's a sax or not. He can stop the run. He can plug that hole, and they were able to contain the run the best. I mean, they had 107 yards, but they did the best. Eric Armstead and this Eric Armstead, DeForest Buckner crap. Eric Armstead has more pressures than DeForest Buckner, and besides that, DeForest Buckner is not a Niner anymore. He's a Colt. Who cares how he does it? I mean, I love the guy. I enjoyed him when he was here, but he's not a Niner no more. He's like an ex-wife. How are you going to care about your ex-wife more than your present wife? If you do that, then you're in trouble.
Thank God for saying that. I'm so sick of all these people all week long crying and feeling bad for DeForest Buckner. The guy's a multi-millionaire making freaking over $20 million a year. What are you crying about Buckner for? Exactly.
You think he's worried about?
They should have met me halfway. Oh, it's all their fault. Like, really, dude? Don't give us a sob story right now. We don't want to hear it.
I really want.
Thank God he didn't embarrass. He wasn't the reason why we lost today. Thank God.
Listen, 18. They offered him 18. They offered him
smart did other things, but we didn't. But he wasn't the reason why we lost.
No, they offered him 18 million in 2018. He didn't take it.
I remember that.
Okay, so if he really wanted to stay in San Francisco, he would have stayed.
But he has a baby on the way. Remember that he's got a baby on the way.
Now,
because it's $20 million to raise a baby in California. Remember that?
I guess, yeah, exactly. That's what's talking. I mean, like, how can you raise a baby with 18 million? Right? That's impossible. Yeah. So, give me a break.
I don't mean the best players.
No.
It's not me. It's
not the player. It's the situation. He's happy.
It is.
He has his kid, beautiful house, probably bigger than a lot of our houses. Has a lot of money. He's living his life. He's not even thinking about the Niners anymore. He's moved on. Fans, you guys got to move on as well. He did. He's gone. But back to my point to the defense, Aruna.
I just want to add one thing to that.
Sure.
I do really agree that we have to move past Buckner as well as Tom Brady, because Tom Brady is another crap we are again bringing up repeatedly, because that situation, I can totally understand why 49ers did not move with Tom Brady. When you had a quarterback who took you to the Super Bowl, we didn't know all this. We didn't know what is going to happen 2 years into the future, what is right now with Jimmy Garoppolo situation. So that situation was fairly okay. So please don't come back and say we could have traded for Tom Brady, we could have won the Super Bowl and whatnot. Tom Brady is in the past. Just move past Tom Brady.
Well, listen, the amount of players that we lost last year in 2020, Tom Brady being 100 years old, the way that Mullins was getting hit, yes, we would have won the Super Bowl, right? Give me a break. Give me a break.
Yes,
Tom Brady would have saved us last year. Brady would have saved us last year.
No, he went to a better team. I don't know better, but healthier team than the Niners last year, and went there. Come on, Peyton Manning in his prime could not help us last year. When you lose,
yes,
we probably would have won more games than Mullins. But give me a break. We lost everybody and their mothers last year to injury. Tom Brady would not have been a factor, man. So this thing, you know what I mean? Maybe this year would have been a little bit different. But listen, Tom Brady is he's doing great, whatever, in Tampa. But you know what? How many more years is Tom Brady going to play? At least with Trey. Now, if Trey is the right guy, he's going to take us for a few years, more than a few years, excuse me. But as far as Tom Brady, even if he gave us 2 more good years, if we miss the playoffs, then it's not like he's getting younger. Okay, he's getting older. He can't take hit, and our offensive line can't protect him. So, the whole idea of that Tom Brady we would have won the playoffs last year. I'm like, who are you kidding? Who were you going to throw to? Who would have blocked you? That game against Green Bay last year, we only had 6 starters starting on both sides of the ball.
We didn't have Ayuk. Yes.
Yeah, we half our offensive line. I mean, that Arizona game at the end of the year, if you notice, they were looking at the press box, and half of the 49ers were up there, talking to each other, watching the game. I'm like, half of our starters were up there hanging out. That's a problem. You think Tom Brady would have came in and won the? Oh my goodness! Please, yeah.
Brady
I'm
would have
sorry.
probably gotten hurt like the rest of them.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
Exactly.
What I'm not saying Tom Brady's. I love Tom Brady. He's a great quarterback. I'm not saying he's not, but you got to be ideal. Putting him in the situation that what the Niners were last year wouldn't have benefited. It would have killed him. He wouldn't have the same
Yes.
stats and the same outcome with us that he did with Tampa. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
He would have been crying to go to Tampa if he would have came to us the way we hurt. You know what I mean? I know we have tradition and I know we have history, 5 Super Bowls and all this, and I understand Tom Brady. This is the team he grew up loving. I mean, Joe Montana was his idol. He started playing football because of Joe Montana. You know what I mean? So I respect that from Tom Brady, but he is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Listen, I can look at my car and wish it was a Porsche or wish it was a Lamborghini, but when reality hits, it's still going to be a Ford. So, you know, it doesn't matter what I wish. It is what it is, man. So Tom Brady's doing good in Tampa, but he's in Tampa. He's not a Niner. Let's focus on what can Trey do for us. What can Jimmy do? Because
Exactly.
at this point, Tom Brady can do, excuse my language, can do shit for us because he's not a part of this team. So, the shoulda, couldas, we should have gotten him while we didn't. And if we would have, he probably would have got hurt and he probably would have retired. And we wouldn't even be talking about it today. But because he won a Super Bowl with a healthy Tampa, people are saying that would have been us. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey,
So that's
let
the
me say
thing.
what's up to somebody in the chat. I just noticed he's here. He was actually at the game. You know who he is. Beto, Niner Sickness. David Edmondson from Real Talk Niner Talk. He was feel bad for the guy who was actually at the Levi's, but he was one of the fans, one of our fellow faithful fans that was repping hard in that game in that crazy storm. So
Welcome, David.
Big shout out to him. Huge Niner fan, originally from the Bay Area, living in Southern California. So shout out to David Edmondson.
Right on. I have all these. I have the Roadcaster Pro. I can put all these sound effects. I can do all these fun effects. I haven't done it. Cheerleaders, and I can add all that stuff. But welcome, David. I love your show, man. I love it, man. If I'm not mistaken, I can't see your picture very well, but I think you're the one that has the kind of same mic as I do. And if you are, you sound like Barry White when you're talking into the mic. Huh?
You're talking about Real Talk Niner, Real Niner Style, Don. He's the guy, David Edmondson's the guy who's always sitting on the couch.
Okay,
And
like I said, I can't see the
sometimes he
picture
goes,
very well, so I
"We'll
apologize.
be fine."
I
He
need
kinda says
thicker
that from time to
glasses.
time.
But welcome, David. Either way, bro. Welcome, bro. I appreciate you being in here in the show. Love your show as well. Thank you for. I'm not familiar with all the guys there yet, but I'm glad you brought it up, Bashar. Welcome, David. You do an awesome job.
They were all
I'm
at the
trying to
game, by the
picture
way.
him,
The whole
but-
Real Talk Niner Talk crew, except for Will. They were all at the game. Silverado Kev, Niner Style, Jew.
And check out his channel. Everyone, listen. Real Talk, Niner Talk. I'll tell you one thing, though. I'll give you a little bit of a warning. All right? They keep it real. That's why it's called Real Talk, Niner Talk. And if you come up with a question that is idiotic, they will embarrass you on video. So be prepared. I'm not discouraging you from going to their channel. They're great guys. They talk football, but they keep it 100% real. So what I'm saying is if you get hurt easy, if your feelings get hurt easy, probably not for you, man. You have to have thick skin, but they're great guys. But they tell you the way it is. I went in there talking about Jimmy, and they let me have it. But it's all good. I love it. So check them out. Is it Real Talk Niner Talk, correct, on YouTube?
Yeah, Real Talk Niner Talk. That's them. They're a lot of fun. They're really funny, and they do a lot of hip hop stuff. It's like everything that I like, they incorporate. So it's really cool.
Yeah. So check them out, man. Check them out. Looking forward. I check them out myself. So yeah, go check out their channel. So let me read a couple of these questions, and then we'll call it a night, guys. We've been on here for an hour and a half. Great show. We're about 45 strong watching right now. So I appreciate all the viewers. For those that are watching me on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit the description. Help me out. Hit the like button. Give me fluffier. I'm not fluffy enough. I need to get fluffier. So help me out by subscribing to my channel and support Niner Sickness, man. And I appreciate it. What I like to say is please wipe your feet before entering. Smash that like button for your boy, Niner Sickness. So let me read a couple
It
comments.
also helps
guys.
if they wipe something out.
Yeah, really, huh? Let's see here. We have Colts Nation. What's up? Great game, both sides. Jerry, how you doing, man? Gary, how you doing? Welcome to the Niner Sickness Report. Appreciate you being here, bro. A great game. Congratulations. Your team played better. Your team wanted it more. And your coach outcoached our coach, and you guys got the win. In an ugly game, but that weather wasn't not just hurting the Niners. It was whole. You know, one thing I don't know if you guys, I think I mentioned this earlier. I found this kind of ironic that both our running backs, Mitchell, and their running back, Jonathan, had the same amount of touches for the same amount of yards and one touchdown each. I thought that was similar across the board. I thought that was pretty cool. But they got the W.
I hadn't seen Frank Reich since he played for the Bills, man. That guy aged, but he's got that wise NFL coach look now, like that, old but wise NFL coach look. And hopefully Shanahan looks wise in the future because he's not looking too wise now.
Yeah, I want him I want him to coach wise, bro. I mean, you can look smart, but just because you look smart doesn't mean you are smart. He needs to step up, bro. But I hear you. We need to do Bill Belichick and trade players before they stink. Belichick does things a little bit different than we do. I know that when the house is burning, the first thing you want to do is get rid of a lot of stuff and get out of there. But I don't think I think we're starting to see the fire and the smoke, but I don't think the house is burning quite yet. I heard a lot of people say we should get rid of Kittle. I'm like, wow, okay. I know he gets hurt. I don't know what you guys think on Kittle. I know he gets hurt, and I know he's always hurt, but Kittle is still one of the best tight ends in the game when healthy. Again, the frustrating part is, right, when healthy. So I'm going to read a couple more questions, and guys, and I'm going to let you guys go. It's been a long freaking night, and with this loss, it's really tiring. Tony Smith says, yes, as faithful, I want to go to the Super Bowl, but I want to go knowing that we have earned it, not just a fast ticket with some awesome quarterback trade. Okay, so what you're saying is you want to, basically that's where I'm at, build for the future, but I know like Aruna, and I think, Bashir, you got to enjoy some of the Super Bowls, if not all of them. So
I watched 4 of the 5, but the first one I watched was against the Dolphins, and I wasn't really a 49er fan back then because back then I was still a little kid watching cartoons and wrestling, but I was there and the game was on. But when we played the Bengals, at that point in time, I was in junior high, 7th grade. I was pumped up. Niners won the Super Bowl. I was definitely a fan then, and I'm lucky. I was spoiled. I feel bad because I talk to a lot of these Niner fans currently who are in their 20s and 30s. And I'm 45. I'm like a kid at heart, kind of, so I can kind of get along with these younger dudes, and I can mingle with them and talk with them.
You're just a baby, bro.
I have more patience than they do. Actually, I'm a baby. I might still have a baby face, just
compared to me, bro. Just a baby.
But the thing is, they get really mad and pissed much more than I do right now because I was spoiled at one point. I experienced Super Bowls, so I'm like, okay, yeah, we can't win it this year, maybe next year. Maybe 2 years from now. But these guys want to win right now, and I get it. These young fans in their 20s and 30s and even their teens, they're passionate and they want to win right now, and that's why they're a bit more cutthroat than I am at times. And I understand, dude. We all want to win. We want that 6th ring. Hey, let's get a 6th, 7th, 8th ring. With I want Trey Lance to hoist up Lombardi trophies. Trust me, I'm right there with you guys.
You know, the 2019 season, and I'm not going to get into it too much, that feeling, I'm pretty sure Aruna really enjoyed that season, winning. And I'm pretty sure that jersey went on nice. It fitted nicer. The banners on the car looked nicer. A lot of things feel good because of winning. Myself and you, Bashar, we had multiple seasons feeling like that. I mean, we went 10 years straight. That season, Aruna, besides going to the Super Bowl, but I'm talking about the winnings. that feeling that you felt in 2019, I got the opportunity to feel it for 10 years straight. Every year we win. Every year it was the Cowboys and the Niners going to the playoffs and the championship. Nobody else mattered. And if the Cowboys won or the Niners won, they were going to win the Super Bowl, not the AFC. And so I got, like you said, Bashar, I got spoiled. I got spoiled with it, and I expect high expectations from the team. Aruna, unfortunately, he got a taste of 2019. Okay, and it's like now it's like it's gone, and he's hungry. Correct me if I'm wrong. You got a taste of something good. You like the way it tastes, and yes, I'm a big guy. I use food as what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out. To explain myself. So
Use food
anyway,
analogies.
Thank you. But you got a good taste, and I know you want more of that. It's like you finally got a taste of winning, and now 2020, 2021, and you're like, where's 2019? Where's that feeling?
You don't need a soundboard.
Yeah, I know. I can use my tongue. I'm telling you, bad thing for my filter. I got to keep replacing my filters. But Coach Timo, what's up, brother? Just want to welcome real quick, Coach Timo, which now changed it to Coach Viewpoint. I like it. It says bad loss.
What's up, Coach?
But our season is not over. I'm not panicking yet. I love how he says yet. We win 2 games. Kittle comes back. The second one, we're right. The ship and players will get healthier. To going forward, there's some positive into this. Now, we are getting back, and I would never thought I would be happy for this guy. But what's his name? That defensive line that was suspended for 6 games. Jordan something or?
Jordan Willis.
I never thought I would be happy for him to come back. I'm actually excited because this guy can play. I'm excited.
He can rush the passer.
Yeah, I'm excited what he can do because that guy that we picked up from the Rams, number 56. I don't know about you, but I think we're cursed. Yeah. I think we are cursed with that number. Anybody that wears 56? That number, there's a linebacker, 56, just can't play.
Because Quan Alexander wore it.
He didn't play up to par. The guy that we drafted, and then he went and started hitting his wife or girlfriend. Reuben Foster, yeah, bro. And it's just like a curse of the 56, man. I got 2 jerseys that are no good no more. That are 56, and I'm not buying.
We should retire that number. And
really not for the reason people think, but yeah. So anyway, Coach, welcome to the show, man. Chino, what's up, Chino? Welcome. We need Kittle. Yes. Real quick, and I'll ask Aruna in the quick words, and then you. Should we keep Kittle or should we trade him before the trade line?
Let Aruna go first.
Go ahead, Aruna. Your thoughts, your feelings.
I think we can use Kittle if we have a quarterback who can use him.
Okay.
Like Chiefs using Kelsey, like Raiders using Waller. Otherwise, with Jimmy G, what's going to happen is not just Kittle, all the receivers are going to get hammered just close to the line of scrimmage. They are going to get injured. So we need to get Kittle open because that's part of the reason that why he is injured right now, even this season.
Okay.
Having said that,
show them your jersey.
Yes, I'm wearing his jersey, but if you can't stay healthy, unfortunately, you are not going to contribute to the team, no matter how good you are.
How many games have you missed so far already this season?
He played only 3 games, right?
So we played 6, so he's missed 3, right?
Yes, he missed Cardinals game before that, as far as I remember. So he missed 3.
He missed the Seahawks game.
And how many of those games did we win because of Kittle?
Well, we lost them.
So we lost him, right? So to your point, as good as Kittle is, and he's a great tight end, if he's not on the team helping you win because of injury, the best availability is availability, man. So you got to be on the freaking on the roster. I'm not on the roster. Excuse me, playing on game time to be effective. You know what I mean? So I mean, you can be great, but if you're not on the field and you're a playmaker, we need those plays to be made. And if they're being made now, with that said, I'm not opposed to getting rid of Kittle. Okay, don't people 9 or 6? No, I didn't. I like Kittle. I'm just saying he gets injured. Now Kyle has not been utilizing Kittle either. Okay, you did not pay him all this money to be an extra lineman and just block. He's great blocker, but he's also a playmaker and a great pass catcher. He is arguably your best receiver, and yet you're having him block. You're not utilizing him. Kyle, it seems like Kyle's not utilizing none of his good players. I don't know what happened to Kyle, man. I don't know, man. I think somebody kidnapped. You ever seen those little things they show like Scooby Doo, and they take his head off and it's a different person and the disguise. I forgot that, but anyway, somebody kidnap Kyle and it's somebody else. Who is it? Is Chip Kelly underneath it? Kyle? Is it Tom Sula? Is that who it is underneath there? I mean, who is this guy, Jim? I don't recognize Kyle. I don't recognize him this year. I don't know, man. It's frustrating. I'm not getting rid of him. I'm not saying to get rid of him, but I am frustrated. I want to get, especially like Aruna, young fans. They want to, unless I'm wrong, Aruna, but don't you want to feel what you felt in 2019 again?
So basically, I don't want this team to repeat 2019 year in, year out. What I want is this team to have some identity, like, of course, back to, I mean, from 1980 to 2000, that would be great. But at least some identity like Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers every year, Mike Tomlin, even if he's bad, I mean, this year is really bad because Ben Roethlisberger is not doing well. But in 2019, he had 8-8 season. Ben Roethlisberger was injured. Mason Rudolph was playing, but still it's a 8-8 season. So these teams, Green Bay Packers, every year they win 11 games, 12 games. So you have something. They go to playoffs. At least you can see them playing until end of maybe second week into January. So there is something. There is some pride being part of that team. That's what I want. I'm not asking you to win the Super Bowl year in, year out, go to Super Bowl. At least be a team that has some, what's the word, have some dignity,
Dignity.
grow a pair, grow a
Whoa.
pair.
I love it.
Well, Runa going
Grow
hard.
a
Sorry to
pair.
use that, grow a pair. That's all I am asking from this
So
team.
you want them to
Please.
plant a tree that grows pears, the fruit?
No. He's talking about the other two pairs.
A partridge.
They
in a
look
pear
like
tree?
pears upside down.
Bad joke. Hey, can I add something about Kittle? I know he gets injured a lot. I know we're paying him a lot, but it sucks because the whole injury thing kind of makes him lose his value. But at the same time, he is an amazing talent, and I'd hate to see Kittle go to another team and just tear up the whole league and host up a Lombardi trophy, and then everybody's going to be like, oh, the 49ers were stupid. See, look what they traded Buckner. Now they traded Kittle, and we'll just hear the same old song and dance over again. I think Kittle's good enough to he kind of needs to step up and be a bit more of a leader, I'd say. And he is that fun party animal guy that likes to have fun with everybody in the locker room, but he kind of needs to step up and be a leader. And maybe he's not a leader. But thanks, Coach. Yeah, even though he's never had my food, but yeah, I do like to cook from time to time. Hopefully, this team could cook up some wins. In the meantime, that'd be nice.
He's only
Coach
an hour away from me. He doesn't invite me over, guys. So whatever.
One day, man. One day I'll try to have
I hear
something
you.
gathering.
I hear you. Go. I'm
All right, man. You really put me on the spot.
No, bro. No.
So the coach said something really good though. That made a lot of sense. He said, "We need to play Willis. This is Jordan Willis. Speaking of, we need to play Jordan Willis at defensive end more and move Armstead to inside to D tackle. Armstead got killed again tonight on the edge off of containments out the edge. Yeah, I don't get it. It was killing me because I like Contavious Street, but Javon Kinlaw is a better run stopper than Contavious Street, but Kinlaw obviously wasn't healthy again. And I was thinking, damn, why don't they put Armstead next to Bosa? We're getting killed on these stupid little runs on that side, and you see Quentin Nelson or whatever having his way to the street from time to time. And why don't we mix in freaking DJ Jones or Armstead or whoever at that spot if Street wasn't cutting it, And then of course Carson Wentz thinking he's freaking Michael Vick or thinking he's Lamar Jackson or whoever or Randall Cunningham would do his little stupid rollouts on the edge, and you'd see Armstead, and that's when Armstead gets exposed, guys. And he has to chase down quarterbacks, he's not the one to do it. He's a good player. People like to bash him so hard because he's not Buckner, and I hate it when people do that because they play favorites and then they overlook the good skills of the other player. Yep. That's a terrible way to critique a football player. I'm sorry. Whoever does that is just like a little kid when they're watching football. But,
preach it, brother.
Give Armstead the credit for when he does good is all I got to say. But anyways, what he does bad is he's bad at containing quarterback. He's not an edge rusher. He's not an edge player. We have him on the edge on first and second down from time to time to stop the run, which I do get. Hey, it makes sense to have him as strong to set the edge, but he sucks at freaking running down quarterbacks, and Wentz took advantage of it, and it pissed me off. And, that freaking Wentz was running on us last year. And it's weird because we played against freaking Kyler Murray the week, before the bye week, and we were able to limit his running, and he's an amazing runner, way faster than Wentz. And here comes Wentz running around, and we can't stop him. I'll be honest though, Wentz had me fooled from time to time. I was like, okay, cool. They stopped the running back on the inside handoff, and boom, I see Wentz out of nowhere running in for a touchdown or running in for yards on another play. It's very rare that I get faked out on those kind of plays. Just my 2 cents. And shout out to David Edmondson again. He says Jimmy was slow with his passes. There was no quick release. Still trying to throw in traffic. Still not seeing a defender. He should not start another game.
Yeah, and when he does throw, he throws ducks.
I haven't seen Jimmy's quick release since 2019. If you guys have seen it more recently, let me know because I haven't.
Yeah, he's throwing ducks when he does to the other team. Let's see here. What's up, Anchor D? How you doing? Prague needs to go. What? I don't know where all he's in charge of is the contracts. I think he does a hell of a job. If anybody needs to stay, it would be him, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys agree or not. He's
kept us out of salary cap hell. We
were in salary cap hell, so it's like
when the other guys were in charge. So
I'm sorry. I can't agree with that, bro. At all. My apologies to that. No, I don't apologize. I just don't agree. Let's see here. As a Seahawks fan, if you guys trade Kittle and other players, you know what? You're not getting no more of our players. Stop it. But welcome to the chat, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and Seahawks play tomorrow, man. Seahawks they're in a battle within themselves, man. There's just 3 good players over there: Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett. Beyond that, there's nobody else over there.
Jamal Adams, they gave it way too much capital to get Jamal Adams, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's overpaid. Yeah, Don't get me started on him. They'll argue that he is not overpaid, but for what he's doing, it's not worth the money. If you want to say the same thing about Jimmy, then we can agree on that. We need to pay Willis at the end and move. Okay, I think you meant to say play Willis at the end and move Armstead inside. I think that's what you were reading earlier from containment. I agree. Eric Armstead, and again, as we come to a close, for those that Eric does good for us. He's not that top sack guy, but he puts pressure. He's always penetrating the backfield. He does his job. Do I wish he would do more? Of course. But I don't know about you guys, but it's not like freaking DeForest Buckner is really doing really, really great over there with the Colts either, man. Come on. So it's not like he has already have 9 or 10 sacks over there and a bunch of hurries. So, you know what? He was part of the Niners. We loved him when he was here. Money could not be doubt. They could not get agree upon the money. He chased the money over the team and he moved on. He's moved on. I don't understand, like the Tom Brady. They moved on. They don't care about the Niners no more. Why are we still fixated with that?
They live rent-free in 49er fans' heads.
Oh, wow. Say that again, bro, because that's so true.
They live rent-free in 49er fans' heads.
Stop giving them board, man. Get rid of them. Evict them. Remember, he is one of the RI because the new NFL rules stating they have to sit 3 games. Kevin, I don't know. Do you guys know what player he's talking about?
He's talking about George Kittle. I'm pretty sure it's George Kittle. And Yeah, it should be George Kittle.
Okay, thank you for that clear up. JVC, what's up? Welcome to the show.
What
Man,
up?
I am at 48 strong. It's just like, are you,
Pinor in the house.
Pinor, how you doing, Pinor? Welcome, welcome. Make sure you hit that like button. Smash that like button for me. If you guys want to keep going, we can keep going. If you guys are tired, we'll close it up. We got quite a few viewers watching, so it's up to you.
He's not typing it now, but Pinor can vouch for me for saying this. Coach was. Hang on. Pinor says me and you have funny chemistry when we're on together.
Me and you?
He says when I'm on with you or vice versa, it's we got a good chemistry. And this is for Coach.
Anybody that goes on with a Latino has good chemistry. Let's keep it going.
Okay.
It's that Latin, brother.
He thinks I can imitate you really good, by the way.
Can you?
Hang on. Coach says, Coach wants me to say this. Should I say it?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not telling you guys to do it. This is just a line from a song. So, smoke weed every day. Thank you.
Be
Coach.
happy. Kyle needs to be smoking some weed.
I think he's been smoking a little too much there.
I think he's been taking acid instead of smoking weed.
Yeah. He's doing it. I don't know what he's smoking, man.
Yeah. He's doing something, man. Because I don't know. Luke Luna says, Coach Timo, yes, Eric is more dominant inside, disrupts better from there with his size and speed and height. I agree. He's more. Well, he's always when we drafted him for the inside. We just keep moving him.
We keep having him on the edge, to the outside. He stops to run well. It's just those teams take advantage of us on first and second down when they do those play action rollouts, and they know to go on his side because they know he's not going to run down the quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of utilizing what he does best, they don't. But then again, how many snaps did D Ford get? Not many.
I saw him out there. I saw him getting blocked a few times. In the beginning, he looked pretty good, but he was getting blocked a few times, and it was pissing me off.
So you figured a lot of it is not because they just don't want to keep him out there. I think he's the best of what they have right now out there, other than Bosa, and so they're forced to play him on the outside more than the inside because of the lack. Hopefully, once is it Jordan? I keep forgetting his name. Comes next week. Hopefully, we'll be able to keep playing more inside. We'll see. Maybe. Oh yeah, talking about the mask. Kyle Shanahan. Dennis Erickson. Oh my God.
Oh no, we don't want Erickson back. Why'd you say that?
Oh my God, that dude was worse than Chip and Tunsula put together, in my opinion. Wow,
he was pretty freaking bad, man. It was yeah. I think we had like 5 quarterbacks started that season, that last season of Dennis Erickson.
Yeah, it was tough to watch, man. So tonight's game, it was hard, 2-4. A lot of great questions tonight. A lot of great comments. A lot of you guys shared what's on your heart, and I understand we are emotional. We're fans, and we're entitled to feel the way we feel. We all may not agree with each other. We can always agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, we are fans. We love the same team, the red and gold, and we just look at it through different lenses, if you will, about our team. Some of us want Jimmy to play. Some of us want Trey. It doesn't make me, though, it doesn't make the Jimmy fans any better than the Trey fans. It's just different opinions on what they see and what they think is better for the team. So this is what I love about the fan base, that, you know, we can share, we can implement. Now, unfortunately, no matter how much we share, it doesn't matter. Kyle doesn't listen anyway. So Kyle does what Kyle wants to do anyway. But if, real quick, as we call it a night, if there's one thing, Bashir, and then I'll give it to Aruna, if one thing, Kyle, you can change about Kyle right now, what would it be? One thing. Not 2, not 3, one thing.
Just try not to get too cute and stick to your bread and butter. We built this team to run the ball on offense and do play action, and let's stick with it. Let's do more of it. Not this other crazy crap that we saw. I'm going to mention it again because it was ridiculous when we had Trey Lance out there doing all those crappy, stupid, empty sets the whole freaking time. Hopefully next time Trey does get a start, it's a bread and butter Kyle offense, and we can work off the play action and do big throws down the field. And who knows, man? We'll see. So, you know, hey, I want Kyle to succeed. I want him to be the best he can be. He's not looking too great right now, but we're stuck with him at this point in time. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Now, Runa, you notice with your name, if you remove the WAR and you add an L, you spell my last name. So that's kind of
Oh,
so we're kind of now we're family, bro. So, uh, but anyway, what's one
Well, he's
thing
already
that,
got the Latin last name.
exactly what because my last name is Luna, just like Luke.
Well,
I think
Peru
Luke's my
Pereira. I mean,
my white
Pereira's
brother. Uh, but one thing you can change from Kyle right now, just one. If you had the power, if you were Jed York, what would you tell Kyle to change?
the team that you are going to coach, coach a team other than San Francisco, Kyle, please.
So he needs to change himself
I was almost like a
off
trick
the.
question.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes.
So you
I
but
mean,
okay
I
now let
don't,
me.
Peru
I
will
don't,
always hit you sideways with something you don't expect. He's so unpredictable.
But okay, but
so
now with that said,
I'll just say one
who do you
last thing.
replace him with?
I'll just say one last thing to end the stream basically from my end. After the game, I thought about this. I'm not a millionaire. I live on paycheck to paycheck, but I would be more than happy to buy plane tickets to Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, and Jimmy Garoppolo from out of San Francisco. One way plane tickets. I would be happy to do that. Please hit me up. I'll do that.
Wow, there you go. There, he said it here on the Niners Signature Report. We all heard it. You got to get that ticket. Um, real quick, Luke Luna says, and we're going to end it with this: the secondary lost this game for us. Your thoughts on it, real quick? Yes, no, maybe. I know a lot of
Uh,
things took
I
place.
didn't like it
40%.
when Emmanuel. Well, did I say this earlier? That play where they threw it up in the end zone, and yeah, I said it earlier. Where Emmanuel Mosley was step for step with that receiver, and he freaking the whole time he's just giving him a bear hug, like he's in love with the guy. And he hasn't seen him in 10 years. That's coverage. Like you're in the NFL. Try to play the ball. There's a ball being thrown in the air. Try to freaking play the ball, you idiot.
He did the wrong
That pissed me off,
coverage.
and we saw a lot of that during this game.
How about you, Aruna?
Not entirely, but at least I would say 40%. Only quick solution is we have to remember then that we are still in COVID situation, so you have to keep minimum distance from your receivers.
Once you caught me chewing ice when you were talking. I thought you were going to go a little bit longer, so I had to swallow faster. But I'm not.
He usually
swallow.
goes for
Don't
quite
choke.
some
Don't
time.
choke.
So
Yeah,
I get,
he goes a
I
little
get
bit
it.
longer, so I was able to, But anyway, I lost my point here. Help me out. Let's see. We were talking about the secondary. When Weston went out due to injury, man, Kurt
Jason Verrett.
Kirkpatrick. No.
Yes.
That's before the season, but
No,
or the first game. I'm talking
Norman?
about number 4, or is
Mosley.
it Mosley?
Mosley.
Yeah, when he went out to injury and they brought in Kirkpatrick, bro, that dude, man. I don't know. I mean, I know that I would, and I hate saying this. I really do. I rather would have had. Oh my god, I can't believe I want to say this. Johnson out there covering than Kirkpatrick.
Dante Johnson.
Yeah, Dante Johnson, bro, and that's not saying much. So our depth in the secondary is bad. I think that's something, and this is something for the future podcast and future stuff. But I think that's something they really, really,
Hang on.
whether it's via free agency or draft, they really got to focus on that because the guy
I'm
they
gonna
picked up
speak a
in the
little
third round didn't
Spanish
work
here.
out.
I'm gonna speak a little Spanish here.
Oh,
Donde está Diamador Lenore? Where is the guy? Where has he been? They're like, oh, we got this rookie from Oregon Ducks playing at cornerback. He's looking pretty good as a rookie. I'm like, cool, fine. Yeah, he's making a few mistakes here and there, but he's making plays here and there. Where has he been? We don't even play the guy anymore.
está en la casa de los perros.
That's a good one. I like that. I understood that fine. I understood that really well.
He's in the doghouse.
Yeah, I don't. Why though? Why would he be in the doghouse? What's up with that?
I don't know, bro. I'm telling
What
you,
are they doing with this team? Seriously though, like we're might have a pretty good point here. How are they handling these rookies? What is their plan? I don't get it, man.
I don't either, man. Like I said, Sermon, they moved up to get him. They're not utilizing him. Avery Thomas, he's just, we got to continue to develop him, but he is kind of bad, man. I can believe that, but it's like John Lynch needs to do better. It's like, I don't know about you guys. It seems like if we want to trade any draft picks, trade them all. The only one you don't want to trade is the 5th round. Keep your 5th rounders, because it seems like we get good players in the 5th round. Kittle, Greenlaw, and now even this kid from USC, the safety, he's starting to look good. So I don't know. I think we just got to draft better, and Kyle needs to coach better. Kyle, I thought, you know what? I honestly thought he would wake up and I mean, he ran the ball more, which I'm glad, but just targeting what's his name, Debo, and not Brandon Ayuk. I mean, what do you have? 2 catches today or 1? Brandon Ayuk, like 2, right?
No more than 3. Didn't catch anything. The way we barely get him involved.
Yeah, so
I'll look it up.
Anyway, guys, it is getting late. What time is it? Oh my goodness. I appreciate our guest tonight. I want to thank you for coming on, man. You're welcome to come back anytime.
One catch.
I'll give it to you before. Yeah. Go ahead, and then I'll close it up.
One catch for 6 yards for Ayuk, and that's.
Oh, you're telling me? Oh, got you. 1 catch. Yeah, how are you going to win like that, man? How are you going to win like that when there's no explanation? I don't know. Even the Colts had no receivers. They lost a lot of the receivers like flies, and they were utilizing their receivers. I just don't understand that at all. But anyway, guys, we can continue on here all night. I want to thank our guests, Aruna and Bashir. Again, thank you for being part of my show. Appreciate it. Leslie, when you return the favor, invite me on your show. I would love to go on there and say hello.
I want to have you on. If you want to come on, maybe after this.
No, I know yours. I've been on yours, but I'm talking about.
You never been on my show.
Yeah, I don't have a YouTube channel, so.
You don't have a channel? Well, you need to get one, brother. You're very knowledgeable. You should get one. You should definitely get one. Now, real quick, a lot of you guys, I might have not clicked on your name. I know this is one thing I get a lot of emails like, you didn't pick my name. You didn't show. It wasn't intentional. I try to show everybody's name, comments, as best as I can. But when we have guests like today and we get into conversations, sometimes it's hard to do everything. So I gotta split it. So if I did not click on your name, my apologies, but I acknowledge each and every one of you. And for all those that came up for the first time, make sure you subscribe to the 49ers report on YouTube. Smash that like button and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified each and every time I go live. Again, gentlemen, it was an honor. It was a pleasure. Unfortunately, we came under the circumstances of a loss, our 4th straight loss. Should we make it 5 or do we beat the Bears?
We gotta beat the Bears in Chicago City. The Bears. We gotta do. I don't care who's starting quarterback. We gotta freaking beat that team, dude. This is sad. I did not want to lose 5 games in a row. I don't.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Kyle. Wow, man. We lose. Yeah, bro. We lose against the Bears, bro. I don't care if we start. I don't know, Jeff Garcia. It doesn't matter. We're not gonna do anything. So let's beat the Bears. But anyway, thank you guys for joining my show. Bashar, man, I love you, man. I appreciate you. And I'll see all of you guys on the next Niners Sickness podcast. Peace, everybody. Hang out, guys, real quick.
Thank you, guys. Goodbye.